The Epsilon Prime colony was a jewel among the stars. Humans had settled there decades ago, turning a distant rocky world into a thriving civilization. Towering cities with gleaming spires stretched above vast green fields. Automated farms and synthetic forests coexisted with sparkling rivers. Children played in parks under the alien suns, while scientists experimented with new technologies that could one day help humanity spread even further into the galaxy. Among the settlers, Dr. Aaron Voss was a leading researcher in terraforming. He walked along the central avenue of Aurora City, smiling at the sight of a small group of children chasing robotic butterflies. Aaron had spent countless hours improving the colony's atmosphere and climate control systems. Everything seemed perfect, but perfection can be fragile. From the depths of space, a shadow moved silently. On the colony's scanners, a massive object appeared, too fast to be a natural phenomenon. The alarms barely had time to scream before the first strikes hit. Cities trembled as strange green energy beams cut through buildings. In seconds, towering structures crumbled and streets became rivers of molten metal. Fires erupted everywhere. People screamed and ran for shelter, but the alien weapons were precise, tearing through defenses and flattening even the strongest fortifications. Aaron froze in shock as he watched the destruction. His research facility, his home, even the parks where his children had played, were obliterated in moments. He grabbed his emergency pack and ran, dodging falling debris. Around him, survivors gathered, wide-eyed and terrified. Many had no idea what was happening. The aliens moved like shadows of war, their ships enormous and fast. They attacked not just to destroy, but to send a message. Each explosion echoed across the colony, leaving nothing untouched. In the command center, Governor Selena Thera barked orders. Evacuate civilians. Protect the remaining research stations. Don't let them take everything. But the alien forces had anticipated every move. Shields and defensive drones were overwhelmed in minutes. Even the colony's advanced orbital fleet, small compared to Earth's forces, was no match for the attackers. In a desperate attempt, Selene activated the planet's emergency planetary barrier, a shimmering dome of energy designed to slow invaders. The dome sparked and flickered as alien beams struck it repeatedly, cracking the protective field. In the chaos, Kai Saren, a young pilot in the colony defense forces, scrambled into his fighter. His heart pounded as he saw friends falling around him. His orders were simple: defend civilians, hold the line, survive. But how could one pilot hold against an entire armada? With trembling hands, he fired back at the nearest alien ship, seeing small explosions light up the dark sky. It was futile, yet he refused to give up. Every second he delayed, the attackers gave someone else a chance to escape. Across the colony, families fled underground into caves and reinforced shelters. The screams of the wounded and dying filled the air. Cities once alive with music, laughter, and discovery were now only smoke, fire, and ruin. Aaron, carrying his research data, stumbled into a crowd running toward the evacuation tunnels. Among the chaos, he spotted a child separated from her parents. Without hesitation, he scooped her up and pushed forward, dodging collapsing buildings. High above, alien ships adjusted formations. Their leaders, unseen but merciless, studied the colony as if it were a laboratory experiment. They had struck quickly, with maximum impact, leaving no chance for humanity to retaliate in this remote system. On Earth, billions of kilometers away, news of the attack arrived through emergency transmission satellites. The images were horrifying. Entire cities reduced to ash, families disappearing in seconds, ships destroyed in orbit. The broadcast cut off abruptly, leaving Earth in stunned silence. The United Earth Council convened within hours. In a vast chamber filled with holographic displays, leaders argued about what could be done. "We must respond," said Admiral Leora Kane, her voice calm but firm. "This is an act of war. Humanity cannot stand by while our colonies are destroyed. If we wait, we will lose more than one colony. We will lose our place in the galaxy. But we do not know the enemy's strength." A politician protested. "We must negotiate. We must..." "Negotiate?" Leora's gaze was icy. "They annihilated our people. They left nothing alive. There is no negotiation. Only action can prevent further destruction." Across the globe, humans began to prepare. Shipyards in orbit were activated, producing warships faster than ever. Factories on Earth worked day and night to build millions of drones, weapons, and support systems. Scientists analyzed the alien debris recovered from the colony, trying to understand their technology. Every human knew that the coming battle would test them as never before. Back on Epsilon Prime, survivors regrouped. Aaron, Kai, and others gathered in one of the few remaining shelters. They were exhausted, hungry, and grieving, but their spirits remained unbroken. Kai looked at the small child he had saved and thought of Earth. "We can't give up," he said quietly. "We survived today. That's the first step. Tomorrow we fight back." As night fell, alien ships hovered over the burning cities. Their silhouettes cast long shadows across the scarred landscape. From orbit, the colony looked like a dying ember, small against the black of space. But even in the face of such destruction, a few humans stood defiant, determined to survive, to learn, and to return stronger than before. Meanwhile, Earth's military leaders began to formulate a plan. They knew that to prevent another tragedy, humanity would need more than courage. They would need overwhelming strength. The proposal was ambitious, perhaps impossible. 600,000 warships capable of fighting anywhere in the galaxy. The idea alone was staggering, but the Council agreed. Humanity could not cower. Humanity would strike back. Among the leaders, Admiral Leora Kane worked tirelessly. She coordinated with engineers, scientists, and politicians, emphasizing efficiency, speed, and innovation. Her experience in interstellar strategy was unmatched, and she inspired confidence even in the most skeptical advisors. In laboratories around Earth, engineers examined alien technology. They discovered new energy sources, shield designs, and propulsion methods. Slowly, humanity began to adapt, turning the enemy's power against them. Every breakthrough was a spark of hope. Every success strengthened the resolve of billions. At the same time, messages from surviving colonies trickled in. Small groups of humans had managed to escape in hidden ships, traveling to distant systems to warn others. Their stories were tragic but heroic, tales of courage, quick thinking, and resilience. They reminded Earth that humanity could endure even in the darkest hours. Kai and Aaron, along with the survivors, repaired what small ships remained. They shared stories, plans, and memories of their lost home. "We will make them pay," Kai said firmly, gripping the controls of an old fighter. Aaron nodded, realizing that the fight was no longer just about survival. It was about proving that humanity could never be conquered. As days passed, Earth shipyards produced more vessels than anyone thought possible. Massive warships rose from orbiting platforms, while smaller, agile fighters prepared for precision strikes. Drones and AI-assisted weapon systems were tested relentlessly. Humanity was mobilizing on a scale never before seen in its history. And all the while, the aliens remained unaware of the storm building against them. They had underestimated human determination, ingenuity, and unity. The story of Epsilon Prime's destruction spread across the galaxy, a warning to all who would challenge humanity. But it also became a symbol, a reminder that humans, no matter how far from home, never surrendered. Even in the ashes of annihilation, hope survived. Even in the darkest night, courage endured. And so, as the survivors on Epsilon Prime looked toward the stars, and Earth prepared to unleash its greatest armada, a single truth became clear. Humanity would strike back, and no force in the galaxy could break its will. The first chapter of humanity's revenge had begun. A word count, on 3 and 10 words written in simple English third-person style. Violence is contextualized in war defense. No violated content engaging with personal heroism, suspense, and hope. If you want, I can immediately continue with Part 2, keeping the story flowing toward Earth's mobilization and preparation for the massive counterattack. Do you want me to write Part 2 next? You said ChatGPT said absolutely. Here's Part 2 of your HFY story. Written in third-person, simple English, around 1,300 words. Fully engaging and violated-free. Part 2. Earth's mobilization. The destruction of Epsilon Prime shook humanity to its core. Across the globe, billions watched the horrifying footage of cities reduced to ash, of families disappearing in an instant, of brave colonists fighting until the very end. The attack was swift, brutal, and unprovoked. Yet, even in despair, humans felt a spark of determination. They would not be cowed. Humanity would fight back. In the United Earth Command Center, Admiral Leora Kane paced along a massive holographic map of the galaxy. Ships blinked in the vast emptiness of space as simulations of alien forces were projected above the control table. Around her, scientists, engineers, and military officers moved quickly, analyzing data and preparing strategies. We cannot simply respond with a token fleet, The fleets of Earth moved like shadows through space, 600,000 warships, ranging from massive dreadnoughts to nimble fighter squadrons, advanced silently toward the outer edge of the galaxy. Each ship was a product of human ingenuity, a combination of alien technology adapted and perfected, AI-assisted systems, and sheer determination. Admiral Leora Kane stood on the bridge of her flagship, Resolute. The command deck was a hive of activity. Officers monitored communications, weapon systems, and fleet movements. Holographic displays showed the positions of alien forces detected by scouts. The alien armada was vast, but humanity had one advantage: strategy, adaptability, and an unbreakable will. "Status report," Leora called, her voice calm but firm. "Alien scouts detected ahead, Admiral," replied Commander Venn, pointing to a holographic map. "They have not noticed our presence yet." "Good," Leora said. "We maintain stealth until the moment of strike. Remember, precision and coordination are more important than brute force. We hit fast, we hit hard, and we hit where they least expect it." Among the pilots, Kai Saren prepared his squadron. His fighters, small and agile, were equipped with energy disruptors and shield-piercing missiles. He reviewed the plan with his team. "Stay close, watch each other, and trust your instincts. This is our first strike. Remember, every move counts. We're not just pilots. We are humanity's spear." The fleet reached the outskirts of the alien staging area, a cluster of massive star systems under alien control. Sensors showed fleets in formation, massive command ships and energy sources powering their weapons. The aliens, confident in their superiority, had not expected such a massive human fleet to approach undetected. Leora gave the order: "Prepare all ships for engagement. Strike teams, activate cloaking and stealth systems. Wait for my signal." For tense moments, the human fleet held its position. In the darkness of space, there was only silence, interrupted by the faint hum of engines and energy shields. Then the signal came. "Engage." Suddenly, humanity's warships moved with precision. Fighters launched from carriers, weaving through asteroid fields and debris. Dreadnoughts charged forward, energy cannons blazing, targeting alien shields and command vessels. Explosions lit the void of space as first contact began. Kai's squadron raced toward the nearest alien cruiser. Laser fire streaked past them, and alien drones swarmed to intercept. Kai dodged with skill, leading his team in a series of maneuvers that allowed them to penetrate the enemy's outer defenses. They unleashed missiles synchronized with the alien shield pulses, penetrating the cruiser's armor. The ship shuddered as internal systems overloaded. "Direct hit!" Kai shouted over the comms. "Keep moving." Meanwhile, Aaron and his team worked from Earth, monitoring the battle through long-range sensors. Every success by the fleet brought hope. Every innovation they had developed, shield modulation, AI-guided targeting, adaptive propulsion, was proving effective. The humans were learning faster than the aliens could respond. The battle spread across multiple star systems. Human strike teams targeted energy generators, communication hubs, and supply vessels. Each attack was calculated to weaken the alien fleet systematically. The aliens, surprised by the human strategy, scrambled to respond, but their rigid formations made them vulnerable. On the bridge of Resolute, Leora monitored the fight. "Kai's squadron is performing beyond expectations," she said. "All units focus on coordinated strikes. Precision over destruction. Disable, don't just destroy." Kai led his team deeper into the battle, weaving between massive alien ships and debris. He spotted a cluster of alien vessels protecting a larger command ship. "We need to take that out," he said. "Follow my lead." The squadron divided, creating distractions while Kai's fighter raced toward the target. He fired missiles timed with the shield pulses, striking weak points in the alien defenses. The command ship shuddered under the concentrated fire, its energy shields flickering. For a moment, silence filled the cockpit. A tense pause before victory. Then the ship's power core erupted, sending a wave of energy into space. Alien vessels scattered in shock. "Target destroyed." Kai's voice echoed over the comms. "Everyone, regroup and continue the mission." Back on Earth, scientists and engineers cheered as sensor feeds confirmed the destruction. Humanity's first strike had succeeded beyond expectations. The alien fleet, though powerful, was disorganized, its command structure disrupted. Yet the battle was far from over. Alien reinforcements began arriving from other systems. Massive cruisers and energy frigates moved to intercept the human fleet. Explosions rocked space and fighters dodged waves of enemy fire. The humans' advantage was their adaptability. Ships shifted formation on the fly. AI systems recalculated trajectories in milliseconds, and pilots responded with courage and skill. Amid the chaos, Kai noticed an alien energy shield forming around a secondary command ship. He realized that this vessel controlled reinforcements. "We take that ship down," he told his squadron. "It's our only chance to stop the wave of enemy fighters." Using a combination of stealth maneuvers and synchronized firepower, the squadron penetrated the shield. Missiles and disruptors struck in perfect timing, overwhelming the alien defenses. The command ship's engines failed, and it drifted helplessly as humans disabled its systems. The reinforcements slowed, giving the main fleet an opening to regroup. Leora's voice came over the fleet-wide comms. "Excellent work, pilots. This is humanity proving that courage, strategy, and adaptation can overcome raw power. Maintain formation. Focus on disabling priority targets and protect our fleets." The battle raged for hours, but the tide was turning. Alien forces, confused and struggling to respond to the humans' unpredictable tactics, began retreating from key positions. Human fleets moved in coordinated waves, disabling generators, disrupting communications, and forcing enemy ships to flee or surrender. Even in victory, humanity faced losses. Some fighters were destroyed and smaller ships were damaged, but the human spirit endured. Each ship lost was a reminder of the cost of survival, and each victory reinforced the truth: humanity could stand against overwhelming odds. As the dust of battle settled, Leora convened a status report. "We have disabled their command ships and disrupted supply lines. Enemy formations are in retreat. Casualties are unfortunate but manageable. We have proven ourselves. Humanity has taken the first step toward reclaiming the galaxy." Kai, exhausted but exhilarated, looked at the fleet around him. Fires of battle reflected in the void, and distant explosions marked the remnants of alien ships fleeing. He knew this was only the beginning. The aliens would regroup, but humanity had shown that it would not be defeated easily. Back on Earth, celebrations were muted by awareness of the battles yet to come. Scientists continued to analyze alien technology, engineers prepared reinforcements, and pilots trained for future strikes. The message was clear. Humanity had taken the first step, but the war was far from over. In the quiet moments after the battle, Aaron and Kai spoke aboard a support vessel. "We did it," Aaron said softly. "We struck back and we survived." Kai nodded. "Yes, but this is just the start. They will come again, and we must be ready, stronger than before. Every victory teaches us, every mistake strengthens us. Humanity will not be defeated." As the fleets regrouped and prepared for the next phase, a sense of unity spread through the human forces. Across the galaxy, soldiers, engineers, pilots, and civilians all shared one thought: humanity had faced destruction and emerged stronger. Every effort, every sacrifice, every innovation mattered, and somewhere in the depths of alien-controlled space, their leaders observed the retreating human fleet. They had underestimated humanity's determination, intelligence, and courage. They had thought humans were fragile, limited, and predictable. They were wrong. The first strike was a message. Humanity was no longer passive. Humanity was a force to be reckoned with. The battle at the edge of the galaxy ended, but the war had just begun. Earth had proven its resolve. The colonies had been avenged, but Leora, Kai, Aaron, and every human knew that future battles would test their ingenuity, courage, and unity even further. Yet hope burned brightly. Humanity was not defeated. Humanity would strike again. And when it did, the galaxy would learn the true strength of a species united by courage, determination, and the will to survive. Written in simple English third-person style, Fully Violated Free focuses on first battle, human ingenuity, strategy, heroism, and suspense. I can continue with Part 4, where the alien forces regroup for a massive counterattack, and humanity faces their most intense challenge yet. Do you want me to write Part 4 next? You said ChatGPT said absolutely. Here's Part 4 of your HFY story. Written in third-person simple English, around 1,300 words, fully engaging and violated free. Part 4. The Turning Tide. The first strike had been a victory, but it was only the beginning. Humanity had proven that it could face the alien armada and survive, but the enemy was far from defeated. Deep in space, the alien leaders regrouped, analyzing the humans' tactics. Their rigid formations and strict command structure were failing against unpredictable maneuvers and adaptive strategies. On Earth, the time had come. After months of preparation, battles, and learning from the enemy, Humanity was ready to take the fight to the heart of the alien empire. 600,000 warships gleaming with adaptive shields and powerful weapons moved in perfect formation through the darkness of space. Every pilot, soldier, engineer, and commander knew their role. Every system had been tested and optimized. Humanity would not wait for the enemy to strike. They would finish the war on their terms. On the bridge of the flagship Resolute, Admiral Leora Kane reviewed the final strategy. "This is the moment we show the galaxy who we are," she said. Her eyes scanned the fleet's holographic projection. "We move swiftly, we strike precisely, and we fight together. No ship is alone. No pilot is alone. Every human being contributes to victory. Let the aliens see what humanity can do." In the fighter bays, Kai Saren addressed his squadron. "We've faced them before. We've learned, we've adapted, and we've survived. Today we strike not just to win, but to ensure the safety of every colony, every city, every person in our species. Fly with courage, trust your instincts, and remember, we are humanity. We do not give up." The fleet entered alien-controlled space. Massive command stations and energy hubs loomed in the distance, defended by thousands of alien ships. The alien leaders, having recovered from earlier defeats, had gathered their forces for a decisive battle. But humanity had the advantage: preparation, intelligence, and the will to survive. The first engagement was sudden and intense. Alien cruisers fired upon approaching human ships, energy beams cutting across space. Dreadnoughts returned fire, shielded by adaptive energy grids that absorbed and redirected alien attacks. Fighters darted in and out of the chaos, using speed and agility to disable key targets. Kai's squadron led a daring maneuver through a dense asteroid field. Using the rocks as cover, they approached an alien command station. Disruptor missiles launched in perfect sequence, synchronized with shield pulses learned from previous battles. The station's defenses faltered, alarms blaring as critical systems failed. On the bridge of Resolute, Leora monitored the progress. "Excellent," she said. "Fleets press the advantage. Target energy hubs and command vessels. Disable, don't just destroy. Focus on strategy and precision." Human fleets moved in coordinated waves. Massive dreadnoughts unleashed concentrated energy beams, tearing through alien defenses. Fighters swarmed, striking from unexpected angles. AI systems calculated trajectories, predicted enemy movements, and guided missiles to weak points. Alien shields flickered and collapsed under relentless, precise assault. Amid the chaos, Aaron Voss coordinated from the mobile command station. He oversaw power distribution, ensuring shields remained active and weapons functioned at full capacity. Engineers repaired damaged ships in real time, moving through zero-gravity corridors to restore critical systems. Every human was part of a vast, coordinated effort, united by determination and courage. The alien fleet attempted to regroup, concentrating forces around a massive command vessel. It was their strongest ship, controlling the flow of reinforcements and energy to the rest of the armada. Kai's squadron targeted it with precision, weaving through enemy fire to strike at vulnerable points. Missiles exploded against its armor, shields fluctuating under adaptive energy strikes. Finally, a concentrated blast from the fleet's dreadnoughts breached the hull, and the command ship went dark, drifting helplessly in space. The effect was immediate. Alien forces, cut off from coordination and energy support, began to falter. Ships retreated in disarray, unable to respond effectively to human maneuvers. Humanity pressed forward, wave after wave, demonstrating that strategy, adaptation, and unity could overcome even the most formidable enemy. On board Resolute, Leora addressed the fleet. "This is what humanity can achieve. We do not rely on fear, brute force, or blind obedience. We rely on courage, intelligence, and unity. Press forward. Victory is within reach." Kai watched as alien vessels scattered. Even their largest cruisers could not withstand the coordinated assault. He thought of Epsilon Prime, of the families lost, and of the courage of those who had survived. "We are honoring them," he said quietly. "Every strike, every maneuver, every life we save, it's for them." As the fleets advanced, humans discovered another advantage. Alien technology was rigid and predictable. Humans, however, could adapt on the fly. Ships shifted formations, weapons targeted weak points, and pilots used unpredictable maneuvers to confuse and disable the enemy. The aliens, once confident in their superiority, were now on the defensive. The battle reached its climax near the alien homeworld. Massive energy stations orbited the planet, defending it with layers of shields and swarms of ships. Leora's strategy was bold. The fleet would divide into multiple strike groups. Some would attack energy stations directly, others would engage the remaining alien fleet, and small elite units led by Kai would target the central command hub. The attack began. Massive warships launched volleys of energy blasts, tearing through shield generators and defenses. Fighters darted between larger ships, striking with precision. Elite teams infiltrated the outer defenses of the command hub, using stealth technology and adaptive weapons to disable key systems. Kai led his squadron through intense fire. Shields flared, alarms blared, and enemy fighters attempted to intercept them. Yet through training, coordination, and courage, they pressed on. Missiles struck critical systems, engines failed, and the alien command hub began to falter. On Resolute, Leora observed the entire operation. "This is humanity at its finest," she said. "We combine courage, intelligence, and unity. Every human in this fleet is a symbol of what our species can achieve. Press forward. Do not relent." Finally, the command hub fell. Energy flowed uncontrollably. Systems failed, and the remaining alien fleet lost coordination completely. The homeworld's defenses were disabled, and humanity's forces stood victorious in the orbit above. Kai and his squadron watched the chaos below. Ships that had once been formidable now drifted powerless. They had faced overwhelming odds, adapted, and triumphed. Humanity had done what many thought impossible. They had struck back decisively and effectively against a superior alien force. Leora addressed the fleet one last time. "We have shown the galaxy that humanity cannot be defeated. We fight for our colonies, for our people, and for the future. Today we have not only survived, we have proven our strength, courage, and unity. Humanity will rise and the stars will know our name." Across the galaxy, human fleets regrouped, repairing and preparing for future challenges. Though the war was not fully over, the alien empire had been broken. Humanity had survived, learned, and proven its worth. Colonies were secured, supply lines were safe, and the people of Earth and beyond could look to the future with hope. On board Resolute, Leora, Kai, and Arian stood together, watching the alien forces retreat. "We did it," Arian said softly. "We struck back and we survived." Kai nodded. "Yes, but we must never forget. We have shown what we are capable of, but vigilance, courage, and unity will always be necessary. Humanity will continue to rise." The fleets returned to human-controlled space. Survivors from earlier battles were rescued, damaged ships repaired, and colonies rebuilt. Humanity's strength had been proven, and a new era had begun, an era of exploration, resilience, and unity. Even as celebrations took place across planets and stations, the people of Earth and the colonies knew the truth. The galaxy was vast, threats would continue to emerge, and challenges would always test humanity's limits. Yet they were ready. They had learned that unity, courage, and intelligence could overcome any obstacle. As humans looked toward the stars, one thought was shared across every fleet, every colony, every city. Humanity would never surrender. Humanity would rise stronger and wiser, and the galaxy would remember that this species, united by determination, ingenuity, and courage, could face any challenge and emerge victorious. The war had tested them, forged them, and proven them. Humanity had struck back. Humanity had won, and the stars, once distant and intimidating, now seemed like a place where humans belonged, not as victims, but as champions.